In this lesson, we will learn about the left join. Left join will return all rows from the left table, that is after the from, and only related columns from the right table after the left join. So if we look at this as from the customers, this column is left to the left join. If we put the left join here, so this column is left to left join, and order is on the right to the left join. So left join means we want all columns from the left and only columns that related to the customers. And if we see here, so we want the customer ID and order ID. So the customer ID, we get all rows, and from the order ID we get only rows that are related. Let's see it on the SQL Server. Let's run each of them separately. So we have select from the customer table. Let's run it. We get 91 rows, and we have select from the orders table. Here we have 830 rows. So what we want is all rows from the customer, because this table is on the left to the left join. So we want all columns from here, 91 rows, and only the rows that related from the orders. So if we run them together and see what we get, we have all data from the customer table and only the data that are related to the customer. How we can connect them? By the customer ID. We see that we have here customer ID. We have here also customer ID. In the orders tables, the customers are many. It means that one value can appear more than one time. And in the customers table, the name is unique. The name can appear only one. This is why we can connect them. So customers, we get all rows from customers and only rows that appears in the customers table that are related. We connect them between the column that are related between them. So let's run this and we see what we get. We get all the columns from the customers, and we see that we get only the related columns from the customers, from the orders. So again, in the customer we have 91 rows, and in the orders we have 830 rows. Now you probably ask yourself, how come that we have in the select asterisk from customers we have 91 rows, and from the orders we have 830 rows, but when we combine between them, when we do left join, we have 832 rows. From where come from these two rows? So the answer is that because we have customers and we want all the rows from the customers, let's run this. We have 91 rows of unique customers, and all the rows from the orders must be connected to them. So in the orders we have 830 rows. All of the rows need to be connected to the 91 rows in the customers by the customer ID. So if we have customer ID VNet and or ANR, and then another ANR and another, all these customers' IDs need to be connected to the customers table. So the honor, if he appears like 4 times, let's say 4 times, and we want to connect it to the customers, so the honor here will be not once but 4 times, because it's connected to the orders 4 times. So instead of 1 row, like here, in the customers, it will appear 4 times, because in the orders we have this column 4 times. So what is the 2 columns that we have more? It comes from the column that we have in the customers, but they are not appears in the orders. It's customers that didn't make any orders. So from the orders, we'll see 830 rows connected to the customers. So the customers will be 830 rows, and another 2 rows of customers that are not appears in the orders. How we can know this? If we run these 2 together, and let's do it. And now we want, as we learned, to know about the 2 columns that are not in the orders. So if they are not connected, they should be nulls. So we'll check for order ID that is null. Let's run this, and we see that we have Pizza and Paris, that they are customers, but they didn't make any orders. So all the 830 rows was connected to the customers, and there are 2 other rows that are in customers but didn't connect to the orders, so they are null. And if we run it without them, let's look for Visa so you can see it by yourself. And here we see Visa. So this column is not related, is not connected to the 830 rows of the orders. It's some other customer ID that's not related. This is why we see it, but when we connect them, there is no connection. So it will appear as null. And this is why here we have 830 rows, but when we connect them, we see 832 rows. All rows from the customer table must appear, and if something is not connected to the orders table, if it's not appearing in the orders table, so we see it as null in addition.